VC, it's Steve Whitty here. Sunday morning. I think I'm going to have a lazy day today. I think the weather is not looking too good. Thunderstorms, plenty have been predicted. Plus my knee's playing up a little bit. So I'm going to spend the day indoors listening to music. But enough about my travails. This video is another recent find video. This is volume 110. And these are purchases I made past 2 weeks. So I don't include yesterday. I'll do another video for yesterday's purchases, and I'll probably shoot that tomorrow because it's a bank holiday in the UK, so I've got the day off. So without further ado, I think it's going to be a quick video. I'm going to shoot through what I purchased recently. A couple of weeks ago, I managed to find a copy of Buzzcocks Singles Going Steady. This would be classed as one of the classic comps. Side A, you've got Orgasm Addict, What Do I Get, I Don't Mind, Love You More. There you go. Ever Fall in Love, Promises. I mean, Ever Fall in Love's a classic pop punk single. Promises, Everybody's Happy, and Harmony in My Head. And then on the B-side, you've really got the sort of like the B-side. So you've got Whatever Happened To, Oh Shit, Autonomy, which is probably my favourite Buzzcocks track. The guitar on that is just absolutely amazing. Noise and Noise, Just Lust, Lipsticks, Why Can't I Touch It, and Something's Gone Wrong Again. Excellent, excellent comp. A good way of introduction to the Buzzcocks. This is a Liberty reissue. It originally came out on United Artists in 1979. This copy dates from 1980. And as soon as I start speaking, my throat starts drying up. That's better. The other record I purchased a couple of weeks ago, I only purchased 2, it's more quality over quantity. Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Rust Never Sleeps from 1979. Only cost me a £5. You can see water damage on the cover, but the vinyl plays immaculately. Best known tracks on here: Pocahontas and My Hey Hey My Into the Black, which is probably my introduction of Neil Young. It was the first time I heard him. It was really 1979. Was this album was played on BRMB. Robin Valk, who was the rock DJ at the time, played this album a lot, particularly that track. So it's always been one that's stuck in my mind. So to find a copy of this, and find any copy of Neil Young, he's an artist I need to build up on particularly on the vinyl side. During that week, occasionally I work in the town called Solihull, and in the Manor House, occasionally a guy will sell records at the mini record fair in the week, a couple of days in the week, and it just so happened he was there, and I had a look in. To be quite honest, he's mainly CDs and singles, but he does have some albums in the cheap, and I was pleased to find this. Now this is the Walker Brothers Story. This is a double album. It only cost me £2.99, and I suspect the reason for that is it looks like somebody's taken a bite out of the cover. But this has got all the singles on here. Very much highlights. It's classed as a double value album rather than a double album. I'll just show you. It's on the Philips label. Really beautiful copy. Plays beautifully. Obviously, got the main singles in the UK. Walker Brothers were huge for a period between 65 and 66. They were the biggest. They had three number ones. Make It Easy on Yourself. My Ship's Coming In. Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore is probably the class track. But you've got also here, they do a version of Land of a Thousand Dances. Where else? Summertime's on here. Stand By Me, they do a version of that. Stay With Me Baby, that's another, well, yeah, just a great album. I mean, not just Scott Walker's voice, John Mouse's voice as well when he sung, and they also were writing as well. So to be honest, I was always looking for a Walker Brothers comp, but I was so pleased to find this one. I think this ticks the boxes. You know, Scott Walker, as time's progressed, he's gone a bit more avant-garde, and I've got a couple of his CDs. Whoops! And to be honest, they are some of those albums are a little bit unlistenable. But hey, last week I had a bit of a splurge. I found this, the best of Budgie, and I picked this up really because Budgie albums from the period are very hard to find, and dead expensive. This is a compilation on MCA from 1975. So you've got here Bread Fan, obviously everybody knows that from the Metallica cover. You've also got a version of Baby Please Don't Go, which I think every band seemed to do that as a cover. I know AC/DC did a version of that on their Jailbreak EP or album. Ain't No Mountain, Can't See My Feelings. This really is a great album. One that I think Budgie are one of the underrated British rock bands. Either when it headlined, it was always on the lower to middle size venue, medium sized venues, or they supported. I mean, I saw Budgie once support Gillan in the Odeon New Street in 1981. 12-inch single. And this is Dan Reed's Network, Rainbow Child. That's probably, I remember this single being played a lot in 1990. I think it was the nearest thing he ever had to a hit in the UK. I know after the Network split, he went through a really bad problem with drugs. I know he's been back on the road now. He's played London recently. He's got a version of Leave Your Hat On as well. Again, seems another song that everyone seems to be covering. There you go. One album that I was really pleased to find. Finally got a vinyl copy of this. Ian Jury's New Boots and Panties. It's just a classic British album. The subject matter is so English. You're talking about Billericay, Dicky, Clever Trevor. I'm Your Partial to Abracadabra. And then obviously the album opens with Wake Up and Make Love With Me. Blackmail, Blockhead. It's just a great album. And there you've got his son Baxter on, looking sort of mean in his flares on the time. 1977-78. This version I've got here is a stiff copy on stiff. I think it's a original pressing. There we go. And there's the inner sleeve as well. It's one of the great British. Actually, I won't even say British because I think he's particularly English. Ian Jury, his humour was particularly English. He was into like Max Wall and I would say Max Miller as well. Who was a famous comical comedian of the 40s and 50s. And Ian Jury, sadly been no longer passed away, or 2000s. But I think he was just one guy that just raised above all the travails he had in his life. He suffered polio as a child, and it made him walk with a limp. But he battled through that. Just produced some great music. He's very sadly missed. We could do with somebody like that now, with a bit of humour. Now, being in the record shop, I suppose the great art of the guy that owns it is to persuade you to pick up something new, something you haven't tried before. And we were having a conversation, me and Pete. He goes on about John Martin. You got into John Martin? He goes, no. And he said, well, I'll tell you what. No. So he pulled a copy of this, which he was going to put out, and he put it on. So he played the track Small Hours. And I was absolutely blown away by it. The album's One World, which came out in 1977. And it's featuring the likes of Steve Winwood, Danny Thompson, Andy Newmark. And the track Small Hours, he recorded it. I think the studio had an alcove, and he couldn't sleep, so he woke up at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Went outside and just played this guitar through a split box or whatever, and you hear it because you can hear the geese flying around on the track. It's absolutely beautiful. And I sort of said, "You've sold me, mate. I'll buy it." And boy, I'm so glad I did. It's a beautiful album, played beautifully. It's on the Island Night and Day label. I don't know if you've all seen that. So yeah, really pleased to have picked that up. All persuaded. And yet again, he then points out Van Morrison. He says, "You like Astral Weeks?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm okay with it. I can see why people like it." So he put on. He had a spare copy of this, Common One. He played it, and again, beautiful album. And it's an album I'd never heard of. And I know when I posted it on Facebook, I had a couple of comments saying, "Well, why is always supposed to be a Van Morrison album on that I've never heard of?" And this is a case in point. Absolutely beautiful album. Yeah, it's just these 6 tracks. It's got 6 tracks. Yeah, 6 tracks on the album. It's just absolutely sus. He says a Sunday morning record. In fact, or a late evening record where you just want to wind down. Just a great record. I think this is a reissue that I've got here, and the only reason I've got it to say that is because it's got a barcode on it. Another album I was pleased to find. This is Steely Dan's Countdown to XT album. Slowly building my Steely Dan vinyl collection. Just a classic. It's the second album from 1974. This is a German pressing, and I can show you why it's a German pressing, because the inner sleeve is actually quite beautiful. You can see there, it's sort of celebrating 100 years of the record shop or the pressing plant. My German's non-existent. But yeah, this is a repressing from 1977. The album came out in 74. By Vista, Boston Rag, Your Gold Teeth, Razor Boy, Showbiz Kids, My Old School, Pearl Quarter, Kings of the World. This is pretty much gone up there with Asia as probably my favourite Steely Dan album. Got to get Katie Lyde and Gaucho from this classic period. So yeah, really happy to have that. Back to another 12-inch single. And I made a bit of a faux pas when I posted this on Facebook. This is Terraplane, and this is their single, Good Thing Going. This track itself isn't remarkable. It's very 80s pop. In fact, Terraplane, when they first came out, there was a lot of buzz about them. It's about 81, 82. They were very influenced by Free, but this is so far removed from Free. I find it hard to believe. B-sides, a bit more representative. However, when I posted it, it said this is the band that morphed into Trouble. Of course, it's not Trouble, it's Thunder. And there you are, you've got Luke Morley and Danny Bowes there, looking very 80ish, sort of manufactured. Oh, and Harry Morley with the cap on as well. So, not bad. I'm sort of pleased I got it. And finally, I picked this up in a charity shop. This is soundtrack to the Buster movie. Nothing really remarkable. I picked it up because it's got Keep On Running on it, and Sonny and Cher, I Got You Babe, and obviously Groovy Kind of Love, and Four Tops Loco and Acapulco. Very much tried to replicate the 60s. The film itself was actually quite controversial because Phil Collins played Buster Edwards. Now, Buster Edwards took part, and you might see it from the cover, in what was known as the Great Train Robbery, where they stole £1 million was stolen. In 1963, £1 million was, well, it's a lot of money now, but it was a heck of a lot of money. And basically, the driver of the train, they attacked the driver of the train, and somebody hit him on the head, and the poor driver he felt very ashamed about what had happened on his train. He allowed robbers to rob it. He was the only one on it. It beggars belief that he carrying £1 million. There was no security guards. Different times, I suppose. And he died eventually, whether broken heart or whatever, or his injuries. However, in folklore, because of Ronnie Biggs going to Brazil, escaping jail, going to Brazil, they've sort of a bit of folklore, like a Robin Hood type thing. However, the spectre of the guy hit the train driver, caused the injury to the train driver, and it was alleged it was Buster Edwards that done it. And when they did the premiere to the film, Prince Charles and Princess Diana were going to go and attend. However, it was pointed. They withdrew at the last moment after considerable pressure. And Buster Edwards, once basically the story, when he did the robbery, him and another accomplice went out to Mexico. This is what the film's basically about. And basically, he blew the money. He had to come back home, and then he was arrested, served his time, and he set himself up as he sold flowers outside one of the railway stations. I can't remember which one. Eventually, unfortunately, but Buster Edwards eventually committed suicide. So yeah, you can see part of the film where he's taking the money out. So on that note, that's where I'll end this video. Feel free, if you've stumbled across this channel for the first time and you like what you see, click on the subscribe button. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Always love the interaction. And feel free to comment. I will get back to you. So, as I said, I don't think I'm going to go outside today. Today's going to be playing music and just chilling out, really. I think tomorrow's going to be a better day, and I will do the video of what I purchased yesterday. So, VC, until the next time, take care of yourselves. Keep spinning, and more importantly, keep smiling.